Tata nZambi, I'm a Zulu. Once again, I'm going to be playing a song from, his name is Jody B. Jadil B. I don't own the rights to this song. I don't have the copyrights. I'm not redistributing this song in any way. This song is primarily for purposes of means of worship or praise only, not to be redistributed, but for us to be able to listen. Again, I offer him his props for what he's doing. I honor him for the music that he's bringing. This is Kintwadi, Kantik Kintwadi, Fit 45, and it's gonna be a song that he put together. So hopefully we enjoy it. Kimball. Sendulanga mesa kuno myongo kwanza miseto munazituzu kutanganga usadusulueto muyisu tweni na lusadusu otanga usadusulueto muyisu tweni na lusadusu. Excuse me. And I'll pay close attention to my camera this time. I didn't realize it went out, so sorry about that. Last time. Listen, divanga toto ye di Zulu, di yanga sinsiza sosono. Diwanga ina tangati momento Dilembu kilanga non sono Diwanga ina tangati momento Dilembu kilanga non sono. Mayani yenge lembo balansi Yelumbukina simulina kwandi Milele mina sema bonsofya Ilamambina simulina kwandi Milele mina sema bonsofya. Luzola miena watu tekazola ye watu pana Yesu mbuluzi Luzola miena watu tekazola ye watu pana Yesu mbuluzi. milele ninasema Monsokya, Ewutufanya Yesubuzi. Kiambo Tata nZambi ya Mazulu, Kimfumo Kyakuisa, Nzambi Monene, Nzambi Mpungu Dilendo, Akongo Yave, Yave Kongo, Luvuvamu. Yala Kiambo. Away in the Siemi, Kiambo de Keno, Yenge Keno, Mbote, Salbono de Malang, all the Banabetu, Izolele, scattered to the four corner word, Isaela. I want to welcome you once again to another video. I know I meant to put the link to the other song in the other video. I forgot. I will try to do that to remember. I'll make sure if I can link this one, I will as well. I welcome all those who have joined the channel. Thank you for tuning in. For those of you who are here to learn, for those of you who are here to do damage, that's between you and the Most High. But soon we will see how things are going to play out. This message I'm bringing before I begin, Kimbo, hallelujah, Kimbo de Tata nZambi, Mpungu Dilendo, Akongo ya Tanzami, Matonda Masaki Jila once again for to come before the Panabetu, the Bakongo people, to speak once again that the Mwanda Velala will flow and allow me to reveal certain things. This is going to be a deep message, and I know many will want to shut it down, but pray Tata nZambi that you will send Makaya nZambi to anyone who desires to do so, that you send Kusua Kongo or any others that will be able to. All them Lekima Kongo, send them, Father, that anyone that attempts to do what they want to do, that they will not be able to hinder this message. Kimbo. Give honor to Kusua Kongo, Visaya, Yusukristu. I give honor to the Mwanda Velala. I give honor to the righteous elders of Izolele. I give honor to the descendants of the Bena Kongo who are righteous. I give honor to all of you who are in the Most High's work, that are working hard. I've seen some messages out there. Excuse me, many people are trying to do the Most High's work, and we appreciate it. You know, it was interesting. I haven't watched it quite yet, but I saw the brother that from the Hebrew Israelites talking to Yahya Kamasa. And, you know, I told people, eventually you're going to see, I said a while back, I said, you know, don't be shocked, because the reality is the walls are crumbling on the lie. You know, some people have gone back because they've been deceived by people who really need to be doing their work and not focusing on other things. And I want to encourage you to return, because Chrislam is going to fall. All religions are going to be in Chrislam, including the Hebrew Israelites. They'll be shocked to find out they're part of Chrislam as well. Abantu Bendrilla, that's who we are. You know, they know when I said that, like I said, I was in that call, they knew, the brother knew exactly what I was talking about. Other people said, yeah, we know what that is. You know, and don't think the Vatican doesn't know what it is, because that's what we are, Abantu Bendrilla, people of the way, Tata nZambi and Mpungu. And I'm going to get into this message, and it's going to be about making war against the Lamb. I'm going to break this scripture down in its proper context. The deceiver with the religions that have been created has made it to look like the religion that is under attack as the war against the Lamb is Christianity. The issue is, you know, when it says the gospel will be preached all around the world and then the end will come in Matthew. If Christianity was indeed the gospel that was going to be preached throughout the earth and then the end would come, the end would have come already, because it's already been done. People don't understand that. So this is obviously the issue, is what Christians believe your end should have already come already. That's what people talk about. Hey, shouldn't it have ended already? If you guys were the ones that were supposed to bring the message of Jesus Christ across the world. And this is where many have become deceived, because the pure gospel is the Kikongo gospel, is the Banabetu gospel, is what is the Chuluba gospel, is the Bena Kongo gospel. Because as we now understand, this is what they're trying to hide from many people in this earth, of who the 12 tribes are, who the descendants are, and who the real people are. Okay. People don't want to believe us. Hey, that's your choice. People want to keep believing in the imposters. Hey, that's your choice. People want to believe Christianity is in fact the religion, even though now you're a one world religion and part of Chrislam. Be my guest. Kusua Kongo says, "Shake your sandals." He said, if anybody rejects this message, it's like worse for you than Sodom and Gomorrah. And that's what I'm going to break into now, is because it's time for the current version of Sodom and Gomorrah to come to an end, as it did back in the day. You have all the different types of debauchery going on. People don't understand that what has always caused civilizations to fall over the generations is its sexual immorality. And now it's at its highest peak around the world, and many different things are happening. So I'm going to get into this message, why it's basically the war against the Lamb. And I'm going to put it into perspective when this war started. Let's go to Revelation 17. Oh, wait, that's 6. 1 second. I'll get back to that one in a minute. All right. Okay, let's get into this. The 10 horns you saw are 10 kings who have not received the kingdom. Well, of 1 hour will receive authority as king along with the beast. And I told you they've already divided the earth into the 10 kingdoms. They just don't tell you. There's no more governments. There's no more so-called politicians. They're just masquerading for the benefit of the Christian deception. There's no more really true politics. It's all a masquerade. There's 10 kingdoms now. The earth has 10 kingdoms. They've already been given this. The beast has come with his authority as the kings. All right. So they have one purpose and will give their power and authority to the beast. They will wage war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them, because Tata nZambi, kings, lords, and kings with him will be called chosen and faithful followers. So when Mystery Babylon was formed, officially part of it doing with 1776. And also it was when the Knights Templars came over to this land and it's created the colonies. The delusion was always about a government system when they knew they were bringing up forth the 8th kingdom. Now, the 10 kingdoms has to do with how the continents are broken down among the elites. Okay. That's why this whole concept of what they created was a false interpretation. I've told people you really don't elect the president, he's really elected king. That's why the electoral college just chooses the president for you. And the person who you choose is who chooses the president and all these different things. And they really do cause you to manipulate your mindset to vote in these politicians, based upon what they allow you to hear and see, to make you think that you have a role in this, but it's all part of the masquerade of the devil and his minions. People don't want to. So when you look at what happened in the 50s and 60s when it talked about the right to vote, that was really a sacrifice that was being done, and people don't even know, because it says that we would be afflicted for 400 years, and then of course, with the whole concept of the right to vote was part of the affliction, because this is what they put. This is how they did it. Secret societies are on the same side. Okay, Civil War, same thing, but they did stand up. Most High did use them to help come us out of slavery, but they needed to control us. Okay. But again, the thing about it was we didn't really leave slavery, it just modified itself. And that's the deception. And again, an issue here around the whole world. So it says they will make war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over because the zombie and Lord Kings with him is called chosen faithful followers. So the war against the Lamb, first of all, we know the real Messiah, Kusua Kongo, Yesu Kristu, is a Bantu Chuluba, Banabit. The war against him is all of those affiliated with the Jesuit secret societies, imams of Islam, the Ashkenazi Jews, the Asians, many of the Asian elites. Okay, the war against him is against the Bena Kongo, the Kingdom of Congo. Okay, so basically, when the Kingdom of Congo was conquered after what happened with the kings that were left and went into to Catholicism, the Bakristu kings, this is when the process of beginning the war against the Most High's kingdom started. Okay. The intent of the missionaries, as we have said, contrary to what they may know or what the elites have told them, was the purpose of absconding with the wealth of the kingdom of Congo, wherever they may be found, because as we know, wherever we set the foot, the blessings follow. This is what they've always known. That's why the land, they lied about the gold and the silver, where they find things, is the land becomes enriched because you have Bena Kongo that are there. And that's how they knew when they found enriched land, there's 12 tribes in the vicinity, because they knew the land was enriched when their presence. But they were already scattered in many places, even though the 12 kingdoms were set, the 12 kingdoms of Congo were set up. You had tribes that had already been scattered because we knew how to navigate the seas, contrary to what you've been taught. And we knew how to do different things contrary to what you've been taught as well. Our civilization was very advanced. So the war against the Lamb started when the war was started against the Kingdom of Congo. So when they declared Congo or Tata nZambi and Pungu's children the enemy, at that time is when these kingdoms that you're talking about, these kings, because they had elected, these people were, that's what call them Illuminati, whatever you want to call them, they're elected. They had already started to divide as they conquered the world for Rome in the name of Jesus, right? They were beginning to subdue all of the nations under the Roman Empire system once again. And this is what has happened. So now, it says here they will make war against the Lamb, but the Lamb will triumph over them, because he is Mfumu of Mfumus and Tino Valentino and King of Kings. With him will be his called, chosen, faithful, and followers. So if you want to understand why the Congolese people, the Angolan people, Tanzania, Brazzaville, why all that region has been in turmoil for so many generations, is because of this scripture. Okay. Because the elites know who they brought from the kingdom of Congo. It's the other people, the Gentiles, the sheeple, who have been dumbed down to this fact. So, like my brother and I were talking about it, the Christians bought the 12 tribes. The Muslims sold the 12 tribes. And Judaism, the Ashkenazi Jews, they financed the captivity of the 12 tribes. So the three frogs were all involved, because people forget the slave owners and those who ran the plantations were Christians. So they're buying these Bantu people under the guise that they're saying, oh, we're uncivilized and we are civilized. We are the righteous. That's why they came up with the whole manifest destiny. We are destined by God to conquer the earth and rule these lands. Because manifest destiny didn't just stop as the West. It also went to South America. It also went to Asia. It also went to all these different places where they say the Christian mindset needs to be subduing all of these unruly people in the name of Jesus. This is really what happened. Okay. And giving you the concept that God is with us and he will conquer all people for us, not understanding that when he fights, you don't have a lot of death. Okay, this is the deception. When Tata nZambi goes to war, you don't have a lot of deception. Now, why did they go to war against the Lamb? Because we rejected the true Messiah for the imposter. So Tata nZambi, once again, like it says in Hosea, turned us over to our lovers because we wanted to be with the heathen yet again. And what took place when he said, "Learn ye not the ways of the heathen," we disobeyed him. Okay. And this is what caused them to go to war against the kingdom of Congo. So anyone whose bloodline runs from the kingdom of Congo, descendants of Aban Saka Yakubi, this is a war against you. That's why they say it's called the war against the black man, but they're being not specific because not every black person is the same. Okay. You have the scattered Egyptians, you have the scattered Cushites, but you also have the Blackamoors who are the Muslims. Some of us are mixed in with them, yes, but the reality is the Bena Kongo, the Tata nZambi's people, okay, the Bena nZambis are the ones that are they making war against. Okay. So this is why you have all of these delusions of pastors, businesses. You know, they know that the world is divided up into the countries of the world are really businesses that are on the stock markets of the world. They're not really countries. Okay. This is part of the delusion. They control a lot of the flow. That's why this whole thing about the inflation and what they're causing is a bunch of garbage because they know that your social security number is on the stock market and you are a commodity. Okay, so believe what you want. Okay, but they take futures on American citizens. The same thing it works with European citizens, African citizens, Asian citizens. You're on the stock market. You take futures. Okay, that's why when you don't do what you're supposed to do to benefit the organization of the country you live in, they really frown upon you and they come after you. Okay, and of course, those who know this, they keep you quiet and they keep you distracted so that you don't pay attention. And this is what they want to do. They keep you controlled. Okay. All right. So let's talk about okay, now who is making war against the land? Let's go to Second Ezra. I've read the scripture once before. This talks about the eagle. Okay, this is their eagle, not the one, not this is not Tata nZambi and Pungo Tulendo. This is the eagle you see that they have in the symbol behind the Russian flags. This is the eagle that was affiliated with Rome. And this is the eagle that's affiliated with, that came from the Hittites, that's now part of Freemasonry. And then, of course, you got the one eagle. And this is the one that Kusua Kongo is warning. And they knew this when I did this a few years ago, that these are the people making the war against the Lamb. Okay. I'm going to start with verse. And you're going to see that when it talks about the feathers, those are like the little the kingdoms that keep popping up and down. Because remember, Most High, he allows kingdoms to rise and fall. So verse 7 says, "And behold, and lo, the eagle rose up upon talons and spake to the feathers, saying, Watch not all at once, sleeping every one in his own place, and watch by course, but let the heads be preserved for the last." Okay, this is going to be Second Ezra. We know is Isala, chapter 11. It said, but let the heads be preserved, and behold, and lo, the voice went not out of her heads, but from the midst of her body. And I numbered her contrary feathers, and behold, there were 8 of them. See, there's the 8 of them. And I looked, and behold, on the right side there rose one feather and reigned over all the earth. And as it was that when it rained, the end of it came, and the place thereof appeared no more. So the next following stood up and reigned and had a great time. So these is when in Europe you have these nations. You know, he's looking at the future of Rome, because remember we talked about Rome was never actually conquered; it just split. And there was a teaching by the brothers who did this. That's why they changed their ways. Because Tata nZambi did split up Rome in his wrath, but they were never really conquered. They just changed. Okay. And so it was, and it rained as the end came, the place thereof, and appeared no more. So the next following stood up and reigned and had a great time. And it happened that when it rained, the end of it came also like as the first, that it appeared no more. So this is when you see during the time against the Moors are also reigning in Europe. You're seeing the battles going on with the French, the Germans, the Vikings, the Celtics, all these different people, the British. Okay, this is what he's talking about. This is what he sees. Okay, these are the heathen wars is what he's looking at. And it happened that when it rained, the end of it came also like the first. This is also like you're talking about the people like the Huns. When they talk, they don't people understand the Huns and the Catholics have the same father in Esau. They just don't. That's why they don't understand. Also, period one. Then it came their voice unto it and said, "Hear thou that has borne rule over the earth so long that I say unto thee, before thou beginnest to appear no more." So of course, the one is ruling so long. Okay, remember Rome started its rule before Kusua Kongo was born, long before. And they have not, their reign has never ended. It's just been morphed into different ways. This is the deception. Rome has never ended their reign. What happened is that the emperor became a pope. You just don't understand that. That's why they have their own. Vatican City has their own police, their own rules, everything. Nobody touches that. It's a sovereign area, but it is connected to how, when you look at the hierarchy of the Roman Empire, they switched names. That's all they did. And they switched images. They took the god Jupiter and they turned him into what you call God. Okay. That's what they did. There shall none after there attain unto thy time, neither unto the half thereof. Then arose the third and reigned as the fourth and appeared no more also. So went with it all the residue one after another, as if everyone reigned and then appeared no more. Okay, so this is like you're looking at all the nations that reigned, and from the time the Most High destroyed the kingdom of Congo in the 70 AD, then to when you're sitting now. Okay, so these are things he's seeing popping up. At one time, Greece was still a part of this. Okay, the Khazars were even a part of this. It's like you don't understand. It's all whatever Rome conquered, they had a part in this. And after this, I looked and behold, the 12 feathers appeared no more, nor the two little feathers. And there was no more upon the eagle's body, but three heads that rested in six little wings. Okay. Then I saw these little feathers divided themselves from the six and remained under the head that was upon the right side, for the four continued in their place. And I beheld, lo, the feathers that were under the wing thought to have set themselves up to have the rule. And I beheld, and lo, there was one set up, but shortly it appeared no more. And then the second was sooner away than the first. And I beheld, and lo, that the two that remained thought also in themselves to reign. So you're talking like people like the Byzantine Empire, they part of this, even though Bantus were connected to that. The Turkish Empire, all these different, they're all basically the same because they're under the three-headed eagle. Okay. And when they thought so, behold, there awakened one of the heads that were at rest, namely that it was a mist that was greater than the two other heads. Then I saw that the two other heads were joined with it. Okay. And behold, the head was turned with them that they're with it, and they did eat upon the two feathers under the wing that would have reigned. But this head put the whole earth in fear, and bare rule in over it, all those that dwelt upon the earth with much oppression, and it had the governance of the world more than all the wings that had been. Okay, this is the Vatican. Because when you look at what took place, the Roman eagle changed into this three-headed monster. Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. This is what you don't understand. These are three frogs of Revelation. This is the three-headed monster that started to devour the earth because religious wars started to conquer all people. Okay. But they all were under the secret seal of Rome, unawares. Even when you see Rome split into two different popes, it's still the same thing. They're all Luciferian deception. After this, I beheld, and lo, the head that was in the midst suddenly appeared no more, like as the wings. Because see, they're going to start. See, what have to happen is they're going to start morphing into the two, to where it's like you have the secret societies on the right and the secret societies on the left. But then they all converge to make the eighth kingdom, the United States, the one eagle that is that's why the one eagle is symbolic of the eagle of Rome, which goes back to the eagle of Babylon and all these different, people understand that's why they say, oh, they want to pick the turkey. No, they want to pick the eagle the whole time. They just messing with y'all. Then I heard a voice say unto me, look before thee and consider the thing that thou seest. And behold, a lion, lo, it was like, it were a roaring lion. Now they changed it because they know, chased out of the wood and saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee. Now listen, this is how corrupt this system is because they know this is what they have done through the deception of all that they have taught people in America and Europe and Britain and all the different things. They know this is why when all the little other countries get in trouble, they call the big bad US. People understand it's always been like this. We've been allies with so many countries, but yet it looks like we're at war. Okay, this is a part of the deception. I told you the US makes its own enemies. Okay, hear thou, I will talk with thee in the highest vicinity. Art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts, whom I made to reign in my world, that the end of their times might come through them? And this is when he's talking about Daniel's prophecy. Remember who the hammer of the earth is, remember the four beasts, okay? And the fourth beast came and overcome all the beasts that were past and had power over the world with great fearfulness and over the whole compass of the earth that which make that much wicked oppression and so long time dwelt upon the earth with deceit. For the earth has thou not judged, for the earth has thou not judged with truth. And this is a fact because the biggest hypocrisy is when we go and tell other people how they're supposed to be living and doing righteousness, and yet our country is doing the same stuff. And people don't even realize this. The United States government, when you look at how they have dealt with the world, they go and tell people how they should be doing things, what kind of weapons you should have, da da da, and they tell us, yeah, we're doing it in the name of democracy, but in reality, this is hypocrisy because our cities, our governments are also very wicked. They have, you call these politicians. Look at the cities themselves. They're really not running the way they should, but they convince you. Like I said, I studied government. This system was set up to fail because there's no way. Just like what happened with, and they call it the January 6th thing. There's no way you can continue to think that you can represent people as you control what they think and think that they're not going to figure it out, that something is wrong. But there are those, like I saw behind a guy today, man, they are washed in it. Oh yeah, Republican. Oh yeah, Democrats. They're on the same side. They're the same evil. Okay. And Kusua Kongo was telling them, hey, you guys are messing up the earth. Okay, we know it's you. But yet you're gonna put in God we trust on there, thinking they're talking about the God of the Bible, and that's a dog. That's a lie. If that was true, they wouldn't put the phalanx of Osiris in the middle of Washington, D.C. You don't do that. You can't say you worship the most high God of creation and put up statues that he said that he's not about. These type of images. You don't go and say, oh, we worship the most high God. Oh, that's why it was so important that the Roman Catholic Church made you believe in Christianity that he swapped The second, even I've ever heard my own family say this. They think the second commandment went away, where he said he replaced it with the one that says love, and that's a lie. The Most High never said it was okay to swap out the graven images thing. Now, do we honor our ancestors? Yes, but we have to be careful how we determine things. Don't speak for the Most High if the Most High didn't say it. That's what I'm learning right now. Don't speak for the Most High if he doesn't agree with the things that you're trying to tell him. That's why I said make sure you Malaki too, pay a close attention to that. That's why Kusua Kongo said even those who cast out demons, those who did all this, they can also be not known too in his kingdom. Okay. Did not do this, did not do that. No, I don't know you. Okay. People don't understand. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars. Oh yeah, because see, when you look at you seen the photos and they take the photos, they put them out there. You got the Sanhedrin standing behind all of these politicians. The Sanhedrin is lying, they're liars. Okay, they know who they worship. Okay. And destroy the dwellings of them that brought forth fruit and has cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. So like we're saying, what is he saying? Hey, Vietnam, the Vietnamese didn't do nothing to you. So what are you doing over there? The Cubans didn't do nothing to you. You know, the Panamanians, Venezuela, all these countries that you in South America, the Brazilians, is like, hey, the people in Haiti, what did they ever do to you that you going down there tearing up their dwellings in secret? You know, and even in Africa, in the Congo and every place they go, okay, and do these secret ops things, and they're like, hey, you know, now they even coming out with, yeah, we killed this leader, we killed that leader. Okay. He's saying, who are you to be doing these things when you are a hypocrite? Okay. Therefore, as thy wrongful dealing come upon the pious, and thy pride unto the mighty, the highest has looked upon the proud times, and behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. This is where we are, people. You don't understand. This is just any time now. This could hit. And therefore appear no more the eagle, nor the horrible wings, nor the wicked feathers, nor the malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body, that all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from the violence, that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. Okay. So now you know when we talked about they substituted our eagle, Tata nZambi and Pungu Tulendo, for their eagle, which is really representative of Osiris and of Horus and these different deities. This is the biggest deception upon the whole earth that they don't even know. And now the criminals are getting caught. This is why you're seeing like what happened with Pelosi's husband. It's not a joke. This is the beginning of all of that. Okay, you're gonna start to see people be like, whoa, so-and-so got busted. So-and-so, yeah, it's coming down now. They can't, because see, now that their time is up, they can't hide behind the skirt of the devil no more. Because he is a male and female. Okay. That's still, that goat god. Okay. Because the god is a woman, they not talk about that. You know, this is the thing about it. This is what's happening now. It's like you can't. That's why when Putin made his comment, this is what he was talking about. You guys are not the god. He's saying you're not the gods of the earth anymore. This is what he's talking about. Because Tata nZambi can use any nation to attack the whore. This is why when it says the kings will turn against the harlot, oh yeah, it's starting. It's going down. This is Jeremiah 51 time, people. This is why I told y'all. They've been showing you this in the movies because they have to tell you the truth, but they use it as coding. Okay. But then you go and say something like, oh no, that's not, no, they didn't do that. Oh, they will talk to them, oh, we didn't do that. No, they're gonna lie. Because their father, who's what? They say you are of your father the devil, and the work, and see the Knights Templars are doing all the mysticism they use. They're using the Book of Solomon that he did with all the witchcraft and the sorcery. That's where the star really comes from, which is connected all the way back to Egypt and the dog god Anubis. I told this lady, I said that star is under the dog god of Egypt, who is also Anu in the Babylonians. That's who it is. That's the Molocha star. And you got these pastors putting that star in all your churches, and you saying Star of David, good garbage, baloney. Davidi was not born under that star. No. Okay. And you got people in the Hebrew Israelites running around with that star talking about, oh, I'm claiming my Jewish heritage. You're being deceived once again by Esau, because he knows where that star comes from. Okay. This is the concept that people don't understand. When you say you know the truth, you better realize, do you have the whole truth or are you being deceived? When it says Satan deceived the whole world, this is a deception. Okay. So now, who made war against the Lamb? Let's go to Revelation 17. Let's go back. It says, I saw the woman. This is the NIV. I know I changed it up, but just get it so you can understand it better. I saw the woman was drunk with the blood of God's holy people. Okay, this is not this is not the Church of Laodicea. Because go back to Revelation 3, the Church of Laodicea is lukewarm. So it's not them. This is the Bena Kongo. So this is why the whole world is against the Bena Kongo unawares. This is why they have people struggling in the hood and ghettos and slums all over the world that are mostly minority black looking people, darker skinned people. Okay, mostly. I didn't say all, but mostly. The blood of those who bore testimony to not Jesus, no, to Kusua Kongo, Yesu Christu, the Chiluba. This is how they flip it up. This Jesus character that they put in the Bible is Helios Christos, is Nimrod, is Tammuz. And they know this. Okay, it's Esau's image. It's actually Luciferian image because the devil was changed opposite color of the Tata nZambi. He was changed from his image of the Most High. This is not that white Jesus is not the right, is the incorrect. You're gonna be so shocked. And I have a person who witnessed it in death that they knew, okay, this is the Kusua Kongo, the Messiah is black. Okay. Now, don't get it twisted because Nimrod can still deceive you because he was black too. That's why you gotta know. And I'm gonna talk about how you, in a way, I've been told to give you an understanding of how you know to discern uh, what angel comes from whom, because it goes back to when you read the Apocalypse of Abana, Abraham. There's a greeting that the angel exchanges with him. Islam uses it, but they don't say it right. So you know they're not talking to the Most High angels. Christianity don't even know. When you speak to a Maliki, there's a protocol, an angel. So you can know, hey, did you come from the Most High or who sent you? If they just say God, oh man, you're not talking to the right angels. Because they know what to call the Father. Okay. Now, if you didn't know, we didn't know our message, yeah, they might be like, okay, they'll give you a hint about certain things about who they're coming from. But many people don't understand that this is how they've been deceived. They've been watching over us and they've been trying to interact with us, but they don't come to your full control. What I mean is what I'm saying. You can control them until you're in the same spirit with them. That's the thing. Because remember, when we have authority over all spirits, that's including the Maliki Kongo. Okay. And the only way to get them to do what you want is to be in their spirit. That's how we know that the world is changing now, because we're getting the connection back. And they don't like it because now when you pray, see, because before, because the Most High turned it over to the hands of the wicked and he turned it over to the Gentiles, they kind of had to do what they say, but they didn't, they didn't like it because our people were in captivity. That's how they built this world the way they did it, in deception. Now, as the Most High has now flipped it, he said, bam, now I'm going back to the Congo people. The world, the wicked's done. Now they're saying, hey, we don't have to listen to y'all no more. We listen to them. Okay. This is why they know it's like, oh snap, everything's changing now, because they're doing what the Most High, because their time is up. So now the Bena Kongo, the Bena Kongo are now more focused on doing what he wants to get us out of here, let my people go. So this is why you're seeing all of this destruction that's happening across the earth, and they've codenamed it climate change. And it's baloney. Okay. So it says here, let's go back. One of the seven angels who had seven bowls and said, come, I will show you the punishment of the great prostitute who sits on many waters. With her, kings of the earth committed adultery, and the inhabitants of the earth were intoxicated with the wine of her adulteries. So who's making war against Kusua? These people, these kings. This is why, you know, the Most High doesn't just judge individuals as much as he does a whole nation. Okay, yeah, you get an individual, but he really, when he's gonna judge a whole nation, he's judging the whole nation. So that's why you're seeing what's going on in Europe, Russia, Asia, all this stuff, flooding, all kind of stuff, and they talking about it's weather wars. They can't do nothing without the Most High permission, so it's garbage. Don't even believe that. That's their way of covering it up. That they know that the Most High is using them to destroy each other because they are drunk with the wine of the harlot. Then the angel carried away the spirit into the wilderness. Then I saw a woman sitting on a scarlet beast that was covered with blasphemous name and had 7 heads and 10 horns. The woman was dressed in purple, which is death, and scarlet. Red means the blood, that's the sacrifice, and was glittering with gold because she has all the wealth. She had a golden cup in her hand filled with abominable things and the filth of her adulteries. And this is why in the Catholic Church they raised the golden cup up into the sky, because they know they got blasphemies in there. They just don't tell you. The name was written on the forehead was a mystery. Why is it a mystery? Because it's hidden. Nobody really knew until the Most High started to reveal it to people who started to learn. Okay. So I saw the woman drunk with the blood of, okay, she's drunk with the blood of the Bena Kongo. That's why you see so many Congolese people involved in all kind of wars and killing. Well, you see all kind of stuff going on where people are getting destroyed and all that. This is the reality of what they're doing today. And I saw her. He said, why are you astonished? I will explain the mystery of the woman of the beast. She rides, which was 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast, which you saw once, was now and not yet will come out of the abyss and go to its destruction. Now we're at the end. Remember, I just said the eagle, the one that is part of the beast, and it's going to go to its destruction. This is the end. This is what we're talking about. The inhabitants of the whole earth whose names have not been written within the book of life from the creation of the world will be astonished when they see the beast, because it once was, now is not, yet will come. So like I'm trying to tell you, okay, your name had to be written in the book from the creation of the world. This is how ignorant Christianity has been made. Your name had to be written in the book from the foundation of the earth. And remember, I said In Second Ezra the other day, who did the Most High make the earth for? Isolere, Isolere, Israela, okay, Israeli. That's who he made it for, okay? And that's what I try to tell people, man. They have put a number on people. That's why they made billions. They made billions of dollars with books, tithes, offering, teaching, all kind of seminars, renting out hotels. How do you get closer to God? How do you get closer to Jesus? How do you walk the way of the Creator? First of all, it starts with actually knowing what the Creator's name really is, or to who his people really are. That's the first step. The second step is you got to know how to interact the right way with the Creator. I just start praying. People don't know there's a way to address the Creator. And they don't understand that. Okay, that's the problem that people don't understand. When you have lack of knowledge, Hosea 4:6, you just think you can do whatever. Oh, my prayer has been answered. That's why the Most High said, if you're a hypocrite, are you working in where He says blasphemy? And you don't even adhere to the law. Your prayer is an abomination. So then, like I said, the devil is a masquerader. So who's answering your prayer? So he can make it look like it said in Bartholomew. What did he say? He can control his own wicked demons to chill out so that you will believe that and you're paying homage to them. Okay, and that's what Bartholomew said. He was like, how do you get people to to worship these dead gods, to worship these demons? Because he said you already curse. You already have this curse above you. We just ease up to make it look like it worked. Because like I told you, the thing about this matrix, your thoughts are not your own thoughts. Like what I'm speaking right now is vetted through when the Most High is saying, okay, this is what I want you to start saying to people. The same way it works with the demons. They speak through you. They tell you what to think, you say it. You don't even know. Okay, it's all a deception. You think that if you're not in the right spirit, those demons are controlling. That's why they hate Congo. And they want you thinking like their people. This is why they brought the vibration down. And then they control it, making sure that you don't get the vibration back. This is why they poison everybody with all kind of ungodly, all kind of stuff, saying, oh, we can eat whatever we want because it's clean. Man, people don't even know. The Most High is saying, if you have to eat it, you don't get condemned for it. If that's what you got to eat. That's what they talk about, no condemnation, but pity. But try your best to eat what I told you you're supposed to eat. This is why everybody's bodies are so jacked up now. Because everybody eating so much meat. And they even eating the wrong vegetables sometimes. And that's affecting the Most High's chosen people. You ain't supposed to eat a lot of that stuff you eat out of the ocean. You're not supposed to be eating it. But you eat it anyway because they gave it to you. Oh, yeah, it's good. Fry it up, put it, saute, whatever, butter. So your cholesterol going through the roof, high blood pressure, all kind of stuff, man. The wrong kind of salt. That's why I told you, when you lost the salt, we lost the salt. We were the Bena Kongo, we were the salt of the earth. We lost our salt, so the other nations trampled us underfoot. You guys are supposed to help us out. Now we're going to jack you up. That's why I said in Jeremiah verse 50, verse 6, they said, hey, this is not our fault. They did it themselves. So that's part of it. But the Most High is like, no, you're supposed to bring them back. But they're not doing that because they want to control and defeat the Most High. Okay? So now, when we go to, let's go to Isaiah 64. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Oh, that you would rend the heavens and come down, that the mountains would tremble before you, as when fire sets twigs ablaze and causes water to boil. Come down to make your name known to your enemies and cause the nations to quake before you. This is why they don't want us talking about Congo, because it making them quake, because now he coming down. Now he said, my people recognize me again. Those who from the foundation were in the name of the book, by the way. For when you did awesome things that we did not expect, you came down and the mountains trembled before you. Since ancient times, no one has heard, no ear has perceived, no eye has seen any God besides you, who acts on behalf of those who wait for him, who acts on behalf of those who wait for him. Like I told y'all, don't get ahead of the Most High. You're gonna mess up. He's not in it. You come to help of those who gladly do right, who remember your ways. Again, you come to help those who gladly do right. Not do right because I gotta do right. No, gladly, who remember your ways. Remember your ways. What way? What way? The Congo way. That's why we have Bena Kongo's way away, Luciemi. Are you in the way? Abantu Benduela. Are you in the way? It's in the, that's why they took out second Ezra from you, because it talks about the way of the Most High. You have to be in the way that he created, of the righteous path. And you're not in it, it's like what Kusua said, it's spitting you out because you're lukewarm. People don't understand this. You think the Most High knows you and he doesn't. People are going to be shocked. But when we continue to sin against them, you were angry. How then can we be saved? All of us have become like one who is unclean, and all the unrighteous acts are like filthy rags. And I'm going to tell you right now, I have seen this, and I can't tell you any more about it. Yes, sir. We are shriveled like a leaf. So let me tell you something. When you are unclean, when you are unrighteous, when you do acts, you are filthy rags. For real. When they look down here, they see people, when they unclean, oh, that's why you stink. Filthy rags stink, right? And like the wind, our sins sweep us away. Yes, because that's what the Most High say, hey, you sinning and you staying and saying, I don't want you anywhere near me. I have said this. You have to clean up. We talk about you have to clean up, and you have to clean up right. Because people who are clean, they really do change to the understanding of, whoa, this world is jacked up. Yes. Wow. They really got things wrong, don't they? Yes. Because they want you to believe that in the religions that you are in, they want you to believe the gods that you're following, you're in the right path to eternal life. And you're not even close. This is why they have to constantly teach a watered down version and give you milk in these churches. They don't give you meat, they give you milk because they don't understand this. No one calls on your name or strives to lay hold of you, for you have hidden your face from us and you have given us over to our sins. That's what happened to the kingdom of Congo. He said, go. So he sent you among all the sinners, the people who they think they don't know the Most High, they don't know him. He gave us over to the wicked. That's what we're talking about. So that's what happened when King Nzinga said, I'm going to become a Catholic. The Zambi's like, oh, the Church of Laodicea is dirty. And if you want to think I'm lying to you, remember, they were getting money by telling people they could guarantee them to go to heaven when the church was broke. Remember that in the 1500s, when Rome was at war with so many people. This is when the Ashkenazi Jews came to the rescue because they had the money. They always had the money. They were hiding it. They always kept the money. This is how they did it all. Right. That's why they were on top of the earth right now. Because Esau, what, is a thief. That was his curse. He was gonna go rob and steal from everybody. Okay. Yet you and Fumu are Tata. We are clay, you are the potter. We are the work. Do not be angry. And this is why I keep trying to tell people about this. If he is the potter and we are the clay, you can't tell him what to do. This is what the world has been deceived by. You can't just tell the Most High what to do. He gonna look at you like you must be crazy. But see, the world, this is why he said the proud and haughty have become puffed up. So that's what I'm saying is all these people running around thinking they're doing their own will, thinking they're doing his will. Okay, this is what he's talking about when he's saying these people are warring against me. So if they warn against the Lamb, they warn against Congo, they warn against the Bena Kongo too. Anybody who is affiliated with this name. That's why people you talk to, oh, Congo is just a country. Garbage. That's a lie. Congo is the God of the Bible. They just don't tell you that. Okay. And that's why they didn't want you to know, because why did you notice? My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. The Bena Kongo were destroyed for lack of knowledge. The Bena Nzambis, Bena Zolele, Isaela, the tribe of Yaoundé, the tribe of Yazolele. All of us were deceived. We had no knowledge. So you earned the land, you absorbed the ways of the heathen, like it says in Deuteronomy, when he turned you over to them. And they said, it's not our fault that we jack you up. And that's exactly what they have been doing ever since. But then they want to mix it up and say, oh, this is racism. This is this. No, this is genocide against his people. And that stuff they talk, that's why people keep saying, why they keep saying the Holocaust was fake, because those people were not the bloodline lineage of the true 12 tribes. This is what the Ashkenazi Jews, they come from the children of Japheth and Edom. This is their bloodline. They have Ashkenaz, they have Hittite names. They have Ashkenazi names. Goldberg, uh, Smith, you know, Stein. You know, this is what this is their. This is not. They didn't come from the Most High. Those are not his names. The language he spoke to in the beginning was never called Hebrew. This is a lie. Okay, because the concept is. That's why they say history is a set of lies agreed upon. So then you go teach it to people, they can keep believing it. The bigger the lie, the bigger you believe it. That's what they understood. And this happened because our people decided we didn't want to follow Congo anymore. This is in the car, it started a whole problem. Went to other, that's why we went, that's why Hosea 2 is saying we went to other lovers. Okay. So then this is what we're talking about, Psalms 149. Bena nZambi is what we sing. Praise ye Tata nZambi. Sing unto Tata nZambi a new song in his praise in the congregation of the saints. The saints have to be the ones that are true saints, not the people that's walking in, that's unclean. Let Yazolele rejoice in him that made him. Let the children of Sioni be joyful in their king. We weren't doing that. That's why we got kicked out. Let them praise his name in the day. Now we're back to it. But what spirit are you in when you're doing it now? Are you really in Congo spirit? Or are you in the imposter spirit? Like I said, you can call the names all you want. But if you're in the wrong spirit, you're not praising him. You're doing the opposite. For let them sing praises unto him with the tremble in the heart. For Tata nZambi taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Yes. Let the saints Usantu be joyful in glory. Kembu. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Tata nZambi be in their mouth, and the two-edged sword in their hand, to execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments of. So again, the heathen have been lied to. You think that you're the civilized and you're the opposite. The Gentiles are the heathen. They worship false gods before they found out about the Most High, the wrong way. To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron, to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor of all his saints. And those saints are going to be the righteous Bena Kongo. Those Baklistu, Abantu Benduela, who in fact are walking in the way of Tata nZambi. Praise ye Yahweh Kongo. Praise ye Tata nZambi. Praise Modimo. This is what we're talking about. Okay. This is the strong delusion right here that you don't understand. This is only for the Bena Kongo and those who join themselves to the Bena Kongo. This is the lie. Okay. Let's go to Revelation 6. I'm going to show you how stupid we have become about this whole thing. And I beheld when I had opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of air, and the moon became as blood. And the stars of heaven fell onto the earth. What are the stars? Oh, you listen to science, they full of it. Go back to Revelation. What does Satan take of? A third of the stars. So what are the stars? Angels. Remember now, the prince of the air is up here. The prince of the air and his fallen angels are now above the nations in deception. So when the Tata nZambi gets ready to shake the heavens, angels are falling down. The fallen angels are coming, and the Most High, his angels are falling, coming down. This is why they're running already. They hide because they know the Tata nZambi has begun this process. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it rolled together, and every mountain and island was moved from their place. The heaven departed and rolled like a scroll, that's the firmament. Y'all don't get it. They keep trying to lie to you. All the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bond and free man hid themselves in the dens of the rocks and said to the mountains, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. So how does Kusua Kongo overcome the people who are making war? With the Bena Kongo who will come with him and others, and with Tata nZambi, and with Tata nZambi, hide us from the face. His face is going to come out. This is Kongo's face. Hide us from the face of Kongo and on the throne, who sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of wrath is come. Who shall stand? What we talked about. It's in Enoch. Hanak talks about it. The great day of Tata nZambi, Malachi, all these people, all the different scriptures that talk about it. Isaiah. Okay, it's not going to be a great day for people. I'm almost done here. Let's go to Obadiah 1:18. Edom mistreated his brother. This happened for a long time. This is, like I told you, this is the war against the Lamb and his people. How Edom mistreated his brother. Who is Edom's brother? Yakubi, the Bena Kongo, the Bena nZambis. For violence against your brother, Yakuba, shame shall cover you. That's why now these nations are starting to feel shame. You see how the leaders are acting. You see how the people are acting like, oh, we're so ashamed. How can this be? Yes, because you're Edom and you shall be cut off forever. In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers carried captive his forces. Yeah, we got carried captive. This is again what happened. This is what happened 500 years ago. And even before that, when we talk about Islam, when the foreigners entered the gates, yes, that's why Bena Kongo fell and cast lots of Salama. We are the children of Salama. Even you were as the one of them. But you should not have gazed in the day of your brother in the day of his captivity, nor should you have rejoiced over the children of Yaoundé in the day of their destruction. So remember, when the Templar Knights and the Jesuits, all these other people, the Islamic people, they rejoice in the destruction of the kingdom of Congo. Oh, we took down Tata nZambi's people. Come on, man. Y'all don't even know. This is what they've been doing for years. And they still celebrate. Now they're celebrating as much because they say, oh, here we come. Nor should you have spoken proudly in the day of distress, because that's what they're doing. Now they up there boasting. Oh, we will never be destroyed. Oh, we will stand forever. Nobody can take us. No, we go. See, that's what he's talking about. They up there speaking proudly and boldly. Our resolve will always, yeah, it's over for them. You should not have entered the gate of my people in the day of their calamity. Yeah, they did. Indeed, you shouldn't have gazed on their affliction in the day of their calamity. That's when he brought Congo down. They gazed at our affliction. Look what they did to people. Nor laid hands on their substance in the day of their calamity. That's when they stole the wealth from Congo. And they still trying to steal it. You should not have stood at the crossroads to cut off those among them who escaped, nor should you have delivered up those among who remain in the day of their distress. For the day of Tata nZambi upon all nations is near. As you have done, it shall be done to you. So, what is this saying? What happened to the kingdom of Congo 500 years ago? Well, in all the years that they fought, that's what they put the movie out there now with the warrior king, warrior queen, Now he's saying what you did to the most of the sub-Saharan African region that was the kingdom of Congo. Okay, all of that from down to South America, South Africa. What you did to all of that will now be done to you. That's what he's talking about. Your reprisal shall return upon your own head. For as you drank on my holy mountain, which is not where you think it is, they know where the holy mountain is in Africa. So shall all the nations drink continually. Yes, they shall drink and swallow, and they shall be as though they have never been. That's why you got flooding going on. You got all kind of stuff happening to people. But on Mount Sioni there shall be deliverance, and there will be holiness. The house of Yakuba shall possess their possessions. Yes, that means right there, all the Banabetu, the Bena Kongo, who are the righteous seed, will own everything that belongs to the entire world. And this is the Great Reset. This is their biggest lie. The house of Yakubi shall be a fire. Why? Because we have to get rid of the chaff. Remember, he said the tares in the wheat, those who help, and the house of Yosefu, a flame. Because the same thing, they help those who are backstabbing the banner, man, I'm telling you. But the house of Esau shall be a stubble, and the house of Esau is the whole world. Okay? That's who is making war against the land. They shall kindle them and devour them, and no survivor shall remain of the house of Esau, for Tata nZambi has spoken. There's going to be a remnant of nations. Okay? Now, you might be mixed a little bit with Esau, but the house of Esau is going to be gone. Okay? The south shall possess the mountains of Esau. The mountains of Esau, you want to know where they are? In the Congo. People don't even know that. I told you, people don't understand. Jacobi took over the inheritance in that land. Okay. Parts, and of course, Esau also took the part of the Canaan. Okay. It's over for them. All right. So I just wanted to say real quick, prepare your mind and hearts to understand your loved ones who won't want to believe these messages we keep giving to them. They will not be part, they're not written in the book. If they have decided that they don't want to hear what you have to say, the Most High doesn't know that. Because the Tata nZambi said, my people have to be restored. This is what it gave you, a fake version. So you think that they already had been. And it's a lie because they cannot. Because when the Most High's people are restored, there's no more war on the planet, period. Everything is at peace. That's not the case, people. You've seen 70 plus years of destruction in the Middle East. And you've seen wars by the United States and many people in the last 70 years all over the world. But the Zombie has said, the creator has said, when my people are restored, there's no more war anywhere. Isaiah chapter 2. So you got to quit listening to Puff the Magic Dragon and his spells on you. He got the whole world under spells and casting and demonic. He got you down the rabbit hole, Alice in Wonderland mess, Wizard of Oz garbage, and old Matrix. You have no idea, okay? The war against the Lamb is a war against the Zombie, is a war against the Bena Kongo, is a war against all of the Most High's creation. But they're coding everything so that the people who aren't supposed to know that they've been deceived won't get it. So they keep going to church on Sunday to get fed. Oh, yeah, thank you, Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. Okay. They're getting fed what the preacher wants to give them. And then they get a little bit of a scolding. But there's nobody doing any type of what? Casting out demons, make the blind see, make the lame walk, lepers here, raise the dead. Where's that part? Oh, yeah, you feeding people. You pray over people. But where's the other part? Okay. And this is what you got to understand now. Tata nZambi is tired of it. He has said, let my people go. They keep telling us no. Okay. The lion warned the eagle, as I said you. 3 years ago, I started. Your time is up. The Eagles' time was up 3 years ago, and that's why all this stuff has been happening ever since 2019, people. Why do you think now everything is going topsy-turvy everywhere? Because the Eagles' time is up, and they don't want to give it up. They keep fighting against the lion, and guess what's going to happen? The lion's going to win. The real lion, not the fake one they keep worshiping. Nimrod, but Kusua. He's going to win. That's why they mocked it in The Lion King. Doggone it. That's why Disney's so wicked. Okay? We're telling y'all, they're coding everything that you didn't see. Everything's been coded so you don't know what's really going on. And now that the codes are being broken, this is why they realize the Most High is coming. All their coding is being broken by those who should never know what's going on. Okay? And this is why you're now seeing people starting to recognize it. Oh, wow. They really were mocking the Most High with King Kong. Yeah. And they're going to pay for the mockery because of who owns Hollywood is satanic. Y'all have no idea. You can go up there and think that all these celebrities are doing so many nice things and they take photos and pictures and, oh, yeah, they look like they're doing great. That's all for the mental psyche. You don't see what they do in the dark. They do some horrific things in the dark. You can't even most I about to break it all out. Your favorite actors and actresses, they're gonna have to come clean on what they do. And you're gonna be like, I can't believe I ever followed you. Oh my gosh, you're so wicked. Yeah. You have no idea. The politicians, I can't believe I ever voted for you. You're so wicked. You're really behind the human trafficking while you're trying to save them? Yes. People don't get it, man. You have no idea. They have had you blinded Because he said that's why the Most High said the blind will lead the blind into a pit, and you're going into the pit now. And people going into the pit because they don't know. It's like, hey, you wanted to stay asleep, you're going in the pit. Because you've been under a spell, people. I'm telling you. The war against the Lamb is the war against the Bena Kongo. Now it's time for him to bring the house. That's why they keep talking about, oh, climate change, oh, climate. No, it's the wrath of Kusua Kongo and Tata nZambi's anger is upon the earth. But they calling it climate change. That's how stupid people have become. They don't even read the scriptures to know the things that have to happen to the nations, that all the nations are drunk with the wine and the harlot. If all the nations are drunk with the wine and the harlot, how can your nation be righteous? How can they be on God's side, as you say? How can they be in God we trust? All this, man, come on. They're lying to you. They worship that harlot because they got her images everywhere. Period. All over the place you see it. And you sitting there bowing down to the image. Because most I say, you shall worship gods in wood and stone. Yes, that's exactly what happened. Okay. All right, family. Zola Kwingi, Sambololo, Wizard Yavi Kongo Kutwala. And like I said, and you see it now. It's starting to rattle. The Most High is starting to rattle these people's cage more and more. You're going to see more and more things start to come undone. It's unraveling because they know that the changes are here, that all the deceptions are going to start to come out. And the dragon's going in those chains, people. I don't care what he thinks, he's going in those chains. And that's when the religions are going to realize, whoa, we had it wrong. We had it way wrong. Okay. Ingita, Sambulo.